was 2 weeks ago at the playground holding the lower end of a giant tarp. The kind that you would expect to cover a baseball diamond with. Giant. We simply couldn't avoid it. We had to go for it. So much anticipation, so much build-up, so much preparation. This was the day to paint the mural for the church in the community playground down the hill. There were 3 of us when the storm hit. We frantically unwrapped the giant tarp as the rain started. The kids had successfully painted their portion of the mural, and they were long gone. A big success as far as the kids were concerned. They didn't see any of the rain. But now the adults were concluding the painting of the mural. It was raining really hard. A goalie washer, as my kin in Texas would say. I remember looking at Katie on eye level while holding the tarp to protect the rain, the paint from the rain. We looked defeated yet playful. We exchanged glances through the hard rain bouncing on the tarp, and I could just see her face. And then, we were defeated. The mural might be ruined after all of this. We had worked so hard for this moment. 4 months of planning, meetings, phone calls, and now this, now the rain. Deep down, beyond the anxiety, beyond the uncertainty, we knew that everything would be all right. So what if the storm came and rudely interrupted our plans? We knew that it would not have the last word. We knew it really wouldn't ruin the long-term plan. It could be salvaged. It could be redeemed. Although this moment certainly does not define my time here at Christian Temple, it serves as a reminder of those things in my life, in our lives. Try as we might, we cannot control. My life and my time here at Christian Temple and my future is defined by this one simple phrase: uncertainty and plenitude. A simple phrase that I have come to love over the years. When things are confusing, when things are overwhelming and frightening, if we open our vantage just a little wider to the big picture, for example, say the knowledge that you are loved, that you have a community of people that support each other and lift each other up. When I slow down, calm my heart rate, I'm able to notice the abundance, the beauty, the God moments, the fullness of each experience. I am reminded of God's love in those moments. Can we tell ourselves to slow down in a moment of confusion and take a breath of holy uncertainty? Will it be all right not having quick and ready-made answers? Uncertainty and plentitude. It's hard, isn't it? Well, I want to let you in on a little secret. I don't know what's next for me. At this exact moment internally, I'm freaking out just a little bit. Do you ever slow down and think that? I bet you have, and I bet you will. That gut honest moment when you and I and us, we finally admit to ourselves that we're not in control. We try and control our mind, our body, other people, our finances, but we're all just inches away from one or both, all of those things toppling over. A real turbulent house of cards. But in our attempt to control these things, what if we just let loose to uncertainty? We want to define things. We want to categorize things. We want to shape God in our own image. One of my favorite questions to ask friends in a candid moment is, how do you deal with uncertainty? If there's ever a lull in conversation and you find it appropriate, try that question out. We can learn so much about another person on how they deal with uncertainty. How does the church deal with uncertainty? How does your family deal with uncertainty? There's a popular author named Anne Lamott that has written about this, and she says, the opposite of faith is not doubt, but certainty. Certainty is missing the point entirely. Faith includes noticing the mess, the emptiness, and discomfort, and letting it all be there until some light returns. This is not new to us. This is an old hat. But faith can be a rude interruption to clarity, a real messy situation if we let it. To lean into uncertainty can be a scary thing. Educators know this all too well. The daily grind of working so hard for others and receiving little to no recognition for the things they sacrifice in order to reach kids daily. I mean, don't we even try and control our influence to others? For good reasons, right? My mother was a career educator. She taught second grade for 30 years. I grew up knowing the daily sacrifices my mother made in her attempt to make a difference in children's lives. The strange thing about that work, and so many other vocations, is that you never really know the impact you've made on another until years later. That simple feeling of not being in control can be a positive feeling, an uplifting feeling, a feeling of wholeness if we just learn to give into our faith in God and admit that it's okay not to have the answers. Ask anybody with a disability, a chronic illness, a sudden illness. We have created a myth of control. That is until we're not in control any longer. Then we start to understand. It can devastate someone, or it can recreate somebody. We have seen examples of this, right? But I'm not talking about that moment of uncertainty that becomes disabling or scary, life-altering event. But I'm talking more about the subtle nudge of clarity that comes from the need to be connected to others. Our slow faith in each other. Our slow faith in the incredible mystery of God, of this God experience that we're all trying to grasp. When you think you have it all figured out, you know at best it's transitory and fleeting. To embrace this mystery and to just plop down and concede that this is my life, this is my beauty, is uncertainty and plentitude. It's a tension of opposites, a juxtaposition that holds its place in indecision and wanderlust, not knowing yet what is around the corner, but being pleasantly surprised when you see it for the first time. But isn't that so much of what faith is about? We don't know anything. As we heard this morning, Hebrews 11 says, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Things like bravery and fortitude, having all the answers, these are held up by notions of having confidence and certainty. But I find myself more and more convinced that the only thing that can save us is the cultivation of uncertainty, questioning, of openness to the world, to the possibility of being mistaken, to the possibility of not knowing and being unequivocally okay with that. This is faith. The rain will come, the rain will go, the rain will pass. It is in this space that we are not necessarily broken down, but given the freedom to color outside the lines. I mean, isn't that what you did when you hired me? You all took a risk, you colored outside the lines, and I'm still not sure it was worth it for you all. In varying degrees, I feel my time here has been marked by success and failures, some big, some small. You guys didn't have the money to hire me, but you were willing to take a risk. I felt that weight. I feel that pressure. Did I perform to your expectations? Probably not. But there I was, and here I am, still trying to figure it out. I feel like I finally hit my stride several months ago, but now I'm leaving. Did I get to know you? Did you get to know me? I don't even know what rubric to use to know this, to know if my time here was effective. Is it measurable? How does one know if they've made an impact? This phrase, uncertainty and plentitude, it gives me hope, it gives me purpose. What I am convinced of, however, in the midst of all of our vulnerabilities, is that if we're willing to admit to those public and private limitations to each other, we can be made whole. We can come together as a church, as a community, in our brokenness. We are made whole by each other. My observation of Christian Temple is that we're really good at giving out our resources, whether that be monetarily, emotional support, physical necessities. I inherit by my position a unique vantage into the public and private ways you all care for one another. You've got it dialed. But think for a moment what plenitude here at Christian Temple could be. It's defined by abundance. It's defined by careful attention you all give to each other. I've seen it. But it goes a bit further. Plentitude is shown by discovering the beauty in others, which takes time. It takes devotion, intentionality. It takes a good listener. To discover the beauty in uncertainty requires careful attention. The Spirit of God is patient, but it invites us to participate in dangerous ways, in ways that we cannot articulate, in the vulnerability and the uncertainty of faith. You have shown that you are willing to take risks, and in the years to come, I urge you to lean into that mystery of faith. There will be big shifts at Christian Temple in the next 10 years. How will you deal with it? Will you embrace the uncertainty of change? Will you welcome difference with your full heart and mind? Because there's a new language being created. It is a language of uncertainty, of newness, of being okay with not having the answers. If we embrace this as a foregone conclusion, we might be made whole. Our community might be made new. And we might be willing to try something for the first time again. Now is easily the busiest, most scattered, most productive, most impactful chapters of my life. I remain thankful for the clarity that my work and my relationships have shown me here at Christian Temple. Slowness and careful attention have brought me here. The elders in my life have brought me here. The Spirit of God has brought me here. I'm surrounded by loving friendships and creative people that bring me hope every day. In the months that follow, my task is to stay as excited and devoted to uncertainty as I am to you, my dear friends.